Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss. It is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Well, that's kind of interesting. My microphone sounds significantly louder. I don't know if that's OBS or what. Well, I updated OBS. You still can't see the chat. That's really starting to make me like... Where is it? Oh, I see. Main sources. Chat. It's still like nothing. That's so lame. So lame, guys. Refresh cache of current page doesn't work. If I visit the URL, it's still there. Well, I don't know what to do about it. It still doesn't work. Anyways, so just looking right now, coming in on the first 6 prices, there's less than 700 on the DOM. So I've never seen it like this. I am a little surprised that here on Monday it is still like this. And I probably shouldn't trade it. Unless something happens that gives me a really clear idea of what direction it should be going, I'm probably not going to trade this live. Especially since we kind of went full tilt on Friday, which really sucks. And I feel like I should apologize for it just because, well, you know, it's going to happen sometimes. And for me, it's going to happen sometimes because that's something that I struggle with. It's kind of like the impulsiveness, and you can kind of get into this mode where you just can't see and you got to stop. And I don't know why I didn't, but I think it's something that happens to everybody, but I particularly struggle with. And it frustrates me because I feel like I'm letting you guys down because it's like, oh, look, here's this thing. It's working pretty well. But then I throw it all away with, you know, going off plan, essentially. Shouldn't happen. But we're kind of to the point now where it's like, we're definitely got a really, really great strategy, but my impulsiveness is getting in the way. So we're going to have to do some things about that. Don't be shy of saying, hey, it's after 9:30, you shouldn't be trading. For me, after 9:30 is the worst because that's when my medication starts to wear off. So anyways, if we come over to the chart, this is where things get kind of messy, is that we had this huge push down. I mean, we had a pretty solid push down on Friday, the day they signed the trade deal, and we've retraced a significant portion of it. But they went literally like right to the single price and stopped. So, and I'm seeing stuff from Chinese media saying, urging caution, basically suggesting that it's not, that until there's something on paper that we shouldn't give attention to it, which is really weird. Really weird to me that the Chinese are the ones that are kind of skeptic about the deal. So yeah, don't know about this one. But yeah, we just cannot trade in this liquidity. I just can't. Yeah, Uzi said for the comment, same thing. Oof, this liquidity, right? Not even 1,000. Not even 1,000. What is going on? What is going on? Something is wrong. It's like a big market maker. I don't know what happened. Was a robot got blown out? They sit down and say, okay, well, we know that this robot is providing 70% of the liquidity in treasuries, but like, It's like GE levels. Am I missing something? We're trading for December. I don't understand. It's just so low, man. Yes, that's right. It's Monday. That's right. No, it's the holiday. It's Columbus Day. It's Columbus Day. Wait, do I have to work today? Do I? I think we still work on. I'm pretty sure that we still work for Columbus Day. I could be wrong though. Ugh. I'm gonna have to go pull my laptop out and look at the calendar. I was studying the CME liquidity tool over the weekend, and liquidity has absolutely plummeted for nearly 2 years. Things were good, and then recently, whoosh, all gone. Yeah. Well, one thing that I know would happen when I worked for Goldman Sachs is one of the tools that I worked on was basically created to try and detect robots going crazy. So we would look at orders, and if you would get too many orders of the exact same type, and they had thresholds, but if you had too many orders that were duplicates, then it would shut down the application, because what would happen is some robot would get a signal and it would get stuck, and it was sending the signal over and over and over and over and over again. And so we would cut it off. We would just cut it off from the market completely. And this has certainly happened to algorithmic traders and market makers, where they are losing so much money that they just turn it off. Remember, this is what happened in the flash crash way back in the day. They just turned all of the robots off and the liquidity disappeared. And then when the liquidity was gone, the markets just would careen all over the place. So they can certainly turn them off. And I think that might be what happened, is that when the market started getting really runny, they just, cut them off. They said, well, we can't trade this anymore this week. We'll turn it back on when the market is more favorable to us. Kind of like what we do with ourselves. So it may be that some of those algos lost a ton of money during that move, right? Because strong moves are going to can be one of the places where algos can lose a lot of money. Not necessarily strong moves, but when it's really volatile and it's going a ton up and a ton down at this, that's when those algos can lose a ton. So now that's when we can make a ton, but I totally blew it. Totally blew it. And when they're running 16 ticks at a time, obviously. And I think that's a big change I'm seeing is, what, I can certainly make money in those fast moves, but I don't think that I have enough risk or emotional capital, frankly, to handle the hit. So I think that from now on, we'll only trade those areas with Sim. Okay. I don't see anything about it in Slack. I don't think that Columbus Day is a holiday for us. This is the one that's always fuzzy. Some people get it off and some people don't. But the market's taking it off for sure. That's why we don't got anybody. Well, that's why the liquidity is so bad. So we can do some other stuff though. What was we gonna look at? I have some stuff. Econ is listing it as a U.S. holiday. Yeah, it's it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because it is a federal holiday as I understand it, but I don't think that everybody gets it off. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right. That could be why. Oh, maybe that's why I got... Okay. Forced day off for us, I guess. Yeah. Well, maybe we need it after all that crazy market, though, right? I'm just realizing now. Yesterday, my wife was like, "What the heck? You got paid early." Because I don't get paid until, the second half of the month. And, well, if it was a holiday, if it was the 15th is Tuesday, then they would give it to you before the holiday. But I don't think that, and I don't think the kids get it off. At least nobody said anything about the kids being home today. What would I do if... Well, there's a couple of different things that we could do, maybe. Need to order my my little arm. So I'm sick of the way that my desk is set up with these monitors. I need to get everything off so I can have some room and put stuff down again. And then maybe we'll think about building a nice desk with that everything can mount onto. I do some practice today. Sim trade a low liquidity environment on a new account with extremely low balance is something to do at least, huh? Yeah. Yep. Well, kind of interesting. It's been suggesting that it's going to reverse, and they've gone through twice now. But you're not getting like a crucial signal either. This is always the weird holiday, though. I mean, it's different. There's this one, and then what's the other one? President's Day? Not everybody gets it off. This is laptop's taking a long time to start up here. I probably put the password in wrong. Well, we had some stuff to program, I think. I had what was it? Trello. I had a Trello board with a list of ideas. Let's go and look at what we got if we're going to do some programming. Veterans Day. Well, Veterans Day, I think I usually get off. I think almost everybody gets that one off. Dun 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 dun. DOM column. Market velocity indicator. These are all old ideas that we don't even really need. Except for the risk control center. Oh, it actually logged in. Huh. Oh, and our bot. We could work on our bot. Maybe we should do it in C++ though. I don't know if I really want to do the bot in C++. It seems like a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I don't think it's something that I would put out for money. I don't know if enough people would be willing to pay for that service. Oh, uptick, huh? That was fast, too. Okay. All right. Busy takes a long, huh? A little curious the way that it turned there, though. It didn't kind of turned on no reason. Well, no, market volume came in buying. And see, the thing is because we did the ultrasound on Friday, I never went into work. Like afterwards, it was like, well, nothing's going on, so why should I bother going in? So I just stayed. I stayed home and sulked. That's not what I wanted to see. Now it's giving me all sorts of weird behavior. They're already making me think that nobody's in. Okay, here we go. Now I have to go on the internal website and find the... Nope. Well, up 2 ticks and then, well, 3 ticks really, and then just kind of sideways. It's all interesting. It's interesting though. I mean, the thing is that we moved pretty far overnight, didn't we? Aha, there we go. So it looks like we're having an Occupy Wall Street Part 2 with this Extinction Rebellion stuff. You know, I haven't seen too much about it, to be honest. I've certainly heard about it on Reddit. People protesting and stuff, and like Jane Fonda got arrested, right? But it doesn't seem like a huge thing. The whole thing that it's like extinction is just super crazy to me. Yep, that's right. We do not get it off. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to go into work and be like embarrassed. Seems largely focused in Europe. Okay. Thanksgiving, Labor Day. Yeah. See, I think that what happens is some of these days they will cycle. Especially at the banks, they'll cycle them. There's one thing in 2019 was missing. It was a good old-fashioned death cult. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is kind of weird. Like, the science doesn't say that there's going to be extinction, okay? That's what I don't understand is how do these guys go from like, well, it's the science, it's all the science about this, but then they make these incredibly, I don't know. So like the other day I was reading about how they can use satellites and look at the Earth's atmosphere, and they can actually see the composition of the Earth's atmosphere changing. So they can actually see that carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases are increasing. I feel based on the data that we've been given, and of course, the data can always be wrong, but I'm not of the mind that I have to have if it's going to be like a peer-reviewed scientific study, there's going to have to be like a really good reason to not believe it, right? It seems to me that it is happening. To what extent it is man-made, I don't think that they can prove. I think they can say that it probably is man-made, but like, can you say, okay, so what percentage of the global warming is actually man-made? I don't think that they can say that. I guess I haven't seen that anywhere, at least. But I think pretty good chance that it is man-made. But when I look at the data, what are those bids and offers? 5 prices up and 5,000 down. Yeah, it's a holiday today, Kevin. So it's Columbus Day. I don't get Columbus Day off. I don't know if you get it off. Good Monday morning. Yeah, I don't know if that's. I knew that it was going to be a holiday, but I completely forgot. But it's not a holiday for me. At least I just double checked, and it's not a holiday for me. And nobody at work was talking about it, so definitely it's not a holiday for me. But I guess it's a stock market holiday. But I'm a little surprised that it's this light, because even on a holiday they'll have 1,000 up there, right? I live in Germany, so no, I don't have a holiday. Yeah. Anyways, on the global warming thing, it's just like the data that I've looked at says that we'll gain like 2 to 4 degrees by the end of the century. So like, that's not extinction. That's not extinction, folks. Is he got out, huh? Still waiting for it to do something. The other thing is I mean, I know it's a holiday, but the behavior of the Treasury is pretty weird and seems to suggest to me that the market is really unsure what's going on. Like the actual deal that was made on Friday isn't laid out very clearly, and so it's like they can't price it in. That's kind of what it suggests to me. Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that we will do, that we can do, that I wanted to mess with is I wanted to try the new footprint charts. I do have it now, right? How do we do it? Oh, yes, that's right. You have to change the chart style to... I must need a new version of NinjaTrader. What version am I on? I'm on 17.2. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm 2 updates behind, folks. Yeah, John's got a decent blog on his NoBS day trading site about liquidity. Yes. Well, actually, we read that on Friday, and he posted it much earlier than that, didn't he? Okay, so let's close down NinjaTrader. So this added a ton of stuff, didn't it? Options chain, volumetric enhancements, VWAP enhancements, correlation window. The correlation window might be useful to us. Okay. We're talking about John Grady. Yeah, so if you go on NoBS day trading, Twitter, so we're talking about, or just on his blog, nobsdaytrading.com/blog. And I'm going to download here. I should probably update Jigsaw too, because I know there's a new version of Jigsaw. At least I think there is. Let's go back and look. Help about version 21. Yep, we do. Cool. So do that. Computing the space requirements. I'm wondering, I have my, I think I will. Tell you what, I have a video coming out, and it's a programming one, and might not be something everybody's interested in, but it kind of goes over the basic methods that you're going to want to know about if you're going to trade, if you're going to program in NinjaTrader. And so, algo lever, if yes, hold this bounce between below 29.80, then 29.45 target. Okay. Have a good day, dude. Anyways, what was I on about? Oh yeah, so I have a video. I don't know if I should actually put it out today or not. Well, you know what? We still have a lot of viewers, so maybe we should. I think we still will. Because I don't think that anybody, I don't think that most of you guys actually are taking a holiday, even though the market maker clearly did. Okay. NinjaTrader. Experience the power. Uh-oh. Did I mess something up in let's go look. Looks like I have a syntax error in like one of my scripts that I never fixed. Which is a no bueno. New Ninja script editor. Compiled. Compile. Oh. Oh. Oh, really? My correlation. So did it just kill it? That's funny. That's funny that I was working on a correlation indicator and then they came in and they did it. Bin custom indicators down in here. And we should call it edit here. Class old correlation is an indicator. So this should be fun because I had to leave the stream for 5 minutes and don't know if you answered my question. The news site says that only the treasuries are closed today, so ES should open normally, right? Well, I mean, it is. I mean, it's open. I mean, you can still trade it, but I think the thing is for us is I wouldn't recommend trading it with a live account on a holiday. Yeah. But I think that has more to do with the pits. Let's look that up in a second. Or how you know if it's hold the bounce, what's your stop? Oh, asking out Algo Lover, but he left. Well, the way that he explained it to me was that was just a place where you have to look and watch the order flow to determine if you're getting out or whatever. Because in many times that he has suggested, buying it there at that stop. So, yeah. Okay, so if I move this to a new window, how does their correlation indicator work? Okay, well, they got a session iterator. That makes sense. Oh. Denominator 1. Denominator is, yeah, that's actually kind of similar to the way that I did it. Now that's interesting. I see. So what happened was I was trying to, I made a correlation indicator and I just did it like on bar update, right? And you can see here, they're saying, okay, they're doing an on bar update. Oh, wait, where's the on state change? Defaults, configure. All they do is add a data series. So where do you get the correlation series? Add plot. Oh, add data series, correlation series. Okay, they do. You add that. Okay, so they have a second series in there. But you can see here they basically go through like they have a period. No, wait, I have a period too. But see, I tried to calculate it every bar, and they went back and they used this session iterator to figure it out, which makes sense because now how do they use the session iterator? I see if session iterator equals null, otherwise, where's the iterator? Oh, it's called session iterator. If the iterator is null, don't do anything. Make sure that we are in session. I see. Oh, that's where I screwed up. I see. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. So I made a correlation indicator and I couldn't get it to work. And the reason it didn't work was because I wasn't getting bars on one. Well, it worked, but it had issues. And the reason it had issues was because some bars didn't exist because they were outside of the session. So dumb. Okay. Okay. So now that I've got everything... Oh, I'm going to have to restart again, huh? Because all of my custom stuff is not showing up. No, do not save. Doo-boo-doo. There we go. It's not done. Open them all up. There we go. There we go. It's pretty slow the way that it went about it. Okay, so for this one, well, you know what? I don't actually want to use this one. I want to use this one. Show tabs. New window. Okay. I will move it over to here and make it big. Well, not big, but wider, so we have some room to work with. And let's do, what could we do? You think like maybe an 8 range would work? Let's try 4 range first. Indicators. No, data series. Let's add way more days than that. Let's add like 10 days. Okay. Okay. Yes, okay. Well, 4 ranges maybe not enough. Maybe. I mean, how much is each? Oh, I know. Indicators. There's one called like what time or something like that. Count. What's it called? Do you guys remember what the name of the NinjaTrader indicator that tells you how much time each bar is? Well, screw it. Let's do it. Let's do it with 30 minutes. No, 15 minutes. Sure. That seems okay. Yeah. Bar timer, maybe that's it. We'll go back and look at it again later. It's calculating stuff, so. Okay. Okay, cool. 15 minutes I think is fine. And we want, oh no, that's not what we want. We want the bars to be, how do we do it? Volumetric bars. Maybe it's here in data series. Volumetric. Base period type is 1 minute and we'll make it 15. Sure. Ticks per level. Size filter, then let's say no. Have to turn on tick replay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so for starters, let's get rid of this thing. Wonder why that one doesn't give the name. That's kind of annoying. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, boom. And we can zoom in really tight. That's cool. That's cool, but it's extremely hard to read it that way. These are buys and these are sells, right? Certainly looks like that over here in this bar that they were running into some long-term support. But they've been trying to push up here and they haven't been having a lot of success, have they? So go back into, is it data series? Is it going to be all in data series? Chart style, volumetric, type, bid, ask, center, open, close bar, show as a profile. Cool. So that makes things a lot better. What does show as volume do? Oh. Oh, yes, I see. That's kind of cool. If you don't show as volume, does it still give you the point of control? No, it doesn't. Show imbalance and color dominant side. What do those do? Imbalance ratio and mode diagonal. Okay. I actually find it much simpler to just apply the volume profile indicator to bars. Yeah, I feel ya. Well, the thing is, well, wait, let's go back through these all first, and then I'll go back out and we'll see if there's show bar statistics. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, that is nice, folks. I can't tell you how much I had a friend that we were making something like that. And yeah, delta percentage, -48. Oh, those all very good statistics that I wouldn't mind, that I don't mind knowing. That I don't mind knowing. Let's just say it that way. See, I'm wondering, maybe I should, since these charts are good for the short-term stuff, maybe I should add the VWAP bands onto this, but I'm not really. These ones over here, I'm not really using these ones over here. So maybe I should replace them all with this. Well, if I'm going to do that, oh, okay, so let's click OK on that. We could probably get rid of some of these. Let's get rid of the big ones, so we don't really need that information. Okay. And we'll make it like super tiny. There we go. So you were saying the way that it scales sucks. Oh, it's not actually getting, the text doesn't actually get bigger if I go in deeper. Oh, it does if I go in deeper like that. Well, that's probably as far as I actually need to see. But is there a way to... It kind of sucks that all of the settings for it are in data series. Box grid. Box outline. Oh yeah, because I can't see the dough. Oh, I can. I don't like that. I don't know how I feel about that. And certainly we need to change the colors. Cyan and magenta for buy and sell and balance are good though. Color for volume. Oh, you can just straight up hide text. Oh, now it's interesting. You can change the color for the text and that's it. With the volumetric bars, you basically have to zoom in real close for it to be readable. Using the volume profile indicator and setting it to bars gives more flexibility in scale. Just checked Grady's website, and those webinars sure are costly. I don't know if they are worth the price. So far, I've only met one good coach. His name is Trade the Trades. Oh my gosh, that guy. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I banned him because he was kind of an ass, but he has been useful to some people. You're not the first person that has told me that he was useful. But he would come in and he would post like the most vague shit and then say like, oh, how great he was. And then when we asked him like to show information, he didn't want to. So it was just like, okay. Bye-bye. If you want to spend money learning to trade, just trade. It's easier and you learn much faster. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so here's the thing is, if you take John Grady's webinar, like the webinar, it's definitely going to give you a what is it, like a, how can I explain? I mean, it definitely speeds things up for you, but at the same time, it doesn't. And the reason why I would say it doesn't is because you still have to have the experience of figuring it out yourself. And that's something that nobody can teach you. You have to trade it yourself. And so it'll kind of turn into, well, he told you something, but then until you see it, you're not going to completely understand it anyways. And in these markets change a lot. And if you don't have the experience of going through and figuring it out on your own in the first place, then, you know, you're still going to have trouble when things change. So, hold on. Yeah, so, you know, education can work. I wouldn't say don't take it. I don't think I've met anybody that took his webinar and was dissatisfied with it. But it's not necessary, certainly. But his basic course, I would absolutely recommend. His basic course is really good. Okay, so let's change some of these things. Up bars, I like blue. I like my cornflower. Where's cornflower blue? Cornflower blue, where'd you go? There you are. And down bars should be orange. And then the same thing here. Positive strength should be cornflower blue. And negative strength should be orange. Buy and balance, sell and balance, maximum volume. Okay. Apply. Oh, yes. Okay. Color for base. What does that mean, color for base? Transparent, let's just say. No, I don't know what that means. Now let's make it something like really bright. Okay. I see. So color for base probably, and before they had it as yellow, right? Where is yellow? There's yellow. Oh, you know what? We should turn on this. There we go. Trading courses are okay for learning mechanics or how the business works, worth the money if you're lazy to read a book, but in the end, a trading coach won't make you trade better. Good morning,
YouTube,
Ace.
Wrong ZH. Wow, these volume profile are good, Seth.
You think that this tool is good? See, why is it the yellow? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that I want it to be yellow. I think that I want it to be transparent. Okay, cool. But then those are yellow. Why are those yellow? You know, that's not quite what I want. Oh, no, wait, those are orange.
Kevin, Uzi Knesset. TTT just helped me get on my way. Never heard of Market Profile before him, and yeah, I really like it since then.
Yeah, and he was good with Market Profile, wasn't he? That's what he was always talking about.
Wrong ZH. Why haven't you add them earlier?
I don't know. Well, I didn't update it until now. But I've kind of been, I don't know, I've been messing around. So now here's a thought. What? Well, wait, let's fix these before I give you my weird idea. Oh, it's a cornflower blue. Why is that? Okay. I'm just kind of want these down here to be like more clear what color it's going to. And when they're mixed, you kind of get this weird color. Like that orange is kind of like, ugh. What happens if I make it more orange red or something like that? Well, that's a little better for me. And what if I just make it straight up red? Well, straight up red I think looks better, don't you think? And cornflower blue is maybe not. Like, I think that it should be a really bright blue. Like, no, not sky blue. It seems to me like these... oh, whoops, wrong one. Up bars should still be cornflower blue. This one, for positive strength, let's just make that straight blue. Nah, don't like that. It needs to be a light blue still. But maybe a more saturated one than cornflower. Well, Dodger is a little bit more saturated. And it's still not quite what I want. I mean, I could just do cyan. What else have we got on here? Sky blue. Where is cyan? Go past it. Orchard, purple, violet, all these colors that I'm not very good with. Not very good with. Highlight dark cyan. Nah, that doesn't change anything. I want it to pop. You know what I mean? Oh, there's cyan. No. See, blue pops, but then royal blue maybe? Maybe. What else could we do? We could do white. What if we just did white? Or azure? No, azure is way too green. Way too green. And white is not. I think part of my problem here is it's that it's pretty heavy cell pressure today, and you're just not getting very good apply pressure on any of these bars, huh? So if I go back to one of these lighter blues, like, let's try the Dodger one. And I go back to when we were buying. Aha. Oh, yes, that's what I like. Okay. Okay. Sure. How about that? And we'll show the last 90 minutes. Okay, so anyways, what were we saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the basic course I would recommend, because the basic course gives you like the actual information about what you should be looking for that I haven't seen anywhere else and that I think is important. Okay, but you don't have to do the webinar. But I still consider John Grady to be like the originator of this. That's where I learned from. This is probably the best source to go to try and learn about this sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's how I look at it. And volume profile is useful, but it's not the end all be all of things, right? So where it would drive me nuts, where people would say, okay, here's something on the volume profile, and wouldn't say what it meant. Drive me crazy. So why are these? Oh, okay, those are reddish. Maybe it should just be orange. I'm so particular, huh? Where was that bar that had a ton of, yeah. I think that's what I want. And then the base is transparent, so the ones that don't have a whole lot of any difference are just black. Sure. I don't know if that's actually what you want, but...
YouTube Ace Trades. If I hear the word Tangelo, I'm out.
Well, where are you getting the word Tangelo? What? I'm lost, dude. Well, on this chart, you can really see how, you can really see very clearly how negative the pressure is at the moment. I had this rock volatility indicator. I never look at it, but it does. It sure is good at like where are we on the trend? I was pretty good at that. Just making this the right size.
YouTube Ace Trades. Lol, it's a color. I spelled it wrong. Tangerine with yellow.
Oh, okay. I see tangerine, I'm out. No, I don't think so. Okay. And then, okay. So, so there's some other stuff that I need to see though. Okay, so that's cumulative delta is on there. Can we add the VWAP bands? Miss the VWAP bands. Oh yes, and the open and close and stuff. Oh, okay. This could get weird. Okay. So let's try that one. And order flow VWAP. and my spread. Which one do I want on there? I think I want the regular spread, yes.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky. Always remember, all the HVNs LVNs eventually wash out, as in the area has already been played by traders and will hold little meaning when the market moves.
Yeah. That's the whole thing with the volume profile, is that it's like, it's still historical, right? And
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky. Just like rotations around a haven, eventually the market moves away quick smiley face.
yeah. Well, you get into this mode where you say, okay, we're here at the bottom of the profile, and it's held before, ergo, it should hold again, etc., etc. Well, all right, we're at 07.5. I should buy it at 07.5. Should I actually? I don't think that's at all. All you sit down and say is that's a spot that people are going to be watching. But I want to see what the current stuff does. Why is trades volume? Oh, that's interesting. So it'll tell me, if it's big guys or not, essentially. Well, that doesn't really work with the spread. So that kind of makes the spread kind of useless. It's also way too zoomed in. I mean, like I don't have a lot of room now. I'm not even sure cumulative delta on that degree of a indicator is useful. So I'll remove that and that and do it that way. Sure. Something like that. So can you see how they had to sell really hard to push it below that opening range? So it may actually be turning around. Okay, so on this side, we grab this thing right here. We should make some changes to this. So we don't need rock volatility anymore. Nah. Oh, you know what? This isn't the one that I want to change. Let's mess with this one over here. So here's the 6J. Yeah. Now they've got a correlation indicator. Oh no, which one is mine? Hold on. I should just delete mine. There's no need for it anymore. And I don't want to delete it because I still want to see the code. But okay. Count instrument ZN. They really should make it so that you can just put pick an instrument in there like that. Will it pick the right one? Well, it didn't spit anything out at me, but it's not actually showing a line either. So if I come in here, ZN 1219, says it's calculating. Ba, ba, ba. Well, that's interesting. So they should fix that. How do I tell them that? Do you guys? How would I tell them that? I got this set of code that they should really add. I have something that they should really add. Here in my spread. Because otherwise, you're updating them all and the indicator doesn't work. Ninja Trader forums. So that's interesting that the correlation there goes like that. But do I need to make the count higher? Like if I do 30, Well, that's interesting. Because when I look at it, I'd say they're pretty closely correlated, but it's only giving me 0.5.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky. Ledges on the profile used to be nice for breaks, up or down. Now, many of them simply get faded and played right back through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like anything else, man.
YouTube, Ace Trades just got in front of my screen. We missed a good short at 2,964.25.
Well, I don't know. Because it's a holiday, I don't think it's worth playing anything today, to be honest, dude. I don't know if you take them on Columbus Day, but it is Columbus Day. That's why the liquidity in the ZN is dismal. Do I even have a user? That's not where I want to be. Should do it in Chrome. I don't even know. I think, I do. Oh, I have a
YouTube,
message.
Greg Orlovsky. Hi Ace, agree, flat today and thinking about going shopping. :
Oh. Yeah, that one, they're like, I put in a question and they're like, doesn't actually work. It didn't actually solve the problem. Okay, forum at Ninja Trader 8. Add-on indicators, strategy development. News and announcements, add-on development.
YouTube, Ace Trades at Greg Orlovsky. Morning young man. Twitch, Cold Freezer 300 degrees. Hi, hey guys.
Suggestions and feedback. Let's put it in here.
YouTube, ace trades, high cold.
Okay, I'm going to type this up here. Oops. Oh, you know what? I need to... there we go. I'm like, why is it so zoomed in? It's because I had everything zoomed in from when we were doing that, my video, which comes out in 4 minutes.
YouTube,
I haven't changed
algo
it.
lover, at ace trades agreed too, but the best entry was higher at 67 to 68. Okay hand. YouTube, ace trades, at algo lover, yeah, but I am not going to wake up at 6 to take that trade. Lol. YouTube, algo lover, face with tears of joy.
How do you...
YouTube, ace trades, there it goes.
There we go. It sure went, didn't it? Cold freezer. Good morning, by the way. Well, the trade that he was looking at was a short, but the E-mini just went up. They got some Twitter news. Hushishin. Based on what I know, China-US trade talks made breakthrough last week, and the two sides have strong will to reach a final deal. Initial statement of the Chinese side is moderate. This is China's habit. It doesn't mean China's real attitude is not positive.
YouTube, algo lover, here's what we are expecting down finger. YouTube, algo lover, 7:58 a.m. algo lover, S. If sellers hold this bounce below 2,980, then 2,945 target. If 2,980 goes bid before trading down, then anticipate squeeze higher nerd face.
Oops.
YouTube, ace trades, at algo lover, why don't you just say it could go up or down later?
Well, that wouldn't be any fun.
YouTube, algo lover, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, be easier I guess, smiling face with sunglasses.
How about this? I would... Maybe you should
YouTube,
change...
ace trades, at algo lover much, lol.
Maybe you should change it and say, the current pressure is down, and if we hold this bounce below 29.80, then the target is 29.45. But if 29.80 goes bid before trading down, then we could get squeezed out. That's the way that I would say it. But I would also have to have like an entry point. Oh, it's the E-mini open. I'm like, what's going on? Well, I think that the E-mini is a buy here. But I'm not going to take any trades on the holiday. And if they do that, they could push the treasuries back down like way more. Even though there sure is some buy pressure here around the 8. So that makes it really hard to sell it here.
Trades, I'm long 2,966.75.
Wow. It's a little unusual for you to take it that early, though.
YouTube, Ace Trades, it was just a FOMO trade. YouTube, Algo Lover, basically, we are anticipating them selling into this bounce from higher levels, they either do or not. But at least we have a plan, winking face. YouTube, Ace Trades, locked in 2 ticks, let her go.
Yeah, I would try and hold that for sure. There is that, right here, this 2967 area, though, is
YouTube,
the overnight open.
Kevin, curious if the Amini breaks overnight high. If so, 2,994 huge target. 2 weekly levels there.
No. The thing is that Algo Lover was saying that it's short, essentially. But I think there's a really, really solid chance that they're going to bust that 2980. Just based off of what Hu Xixin just said.
YouTube, Ace Trades out. Which is why I don't trade during the open.
Ouch. Well, you still locked in a profit on it, right? So.
YouTube, Algo Lover, okay, we'll see. If so, then we'd buy a pullback to join the squeeze, okay hand.
Let's double check their documentation here.
YouTube, Ace Trades, short 2,965.00.
FX correlation. Blah, 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 blah. I'm wondering if with the 6J, if the correlation would look different with minute bars.
YouTube, Ace Trades, whoa, way too whippy.
Yeah, it is. Are you in short 2965? I would just wait. I don't know, man. Like, I think it's a really solid buy. Don't get me wrong, but it's a holiday, so it's kind of going to be weird.
YouTube Ace Trades, again, why I don't trade the open.
What the heck? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so we put that on to them. We'll see if they use it. Okay. So where were we? Oh yes, 6J. So I bet you if I just change this to like 1 minute. Yeah, there you go. And now it's telling me they're correlated, but the correlation is decreasing, which kind of doesn't completely make sense because they're actually still pretty closely in lockstep, but I guess they could be, kind of chopping around, and that might be why. Yeah, you can say, though, they're definitely very correlated. Way back in here, though, they weren't so correlated. This is kind of noise. And they're both up. Shows a little bit of correlation. Here's a spike here in the 6J, and that's when Treasuries are really peaking. High degree of correlation.
YouTube algo lover needs sellers to take out 2,959 for continuation. If not, buyers will defend the range to higher face with rolling eyes.
29.59. I don't know. So the reason why I say higher, and again, I wouldn't trade this, but the reason I say higher is because there was some negative sentiment both Friday and this morning, that China wasn't actually as hot on the deal as it thought.
YouTube Wimmer Kevin at Ace Trades still should have made a decent winner, right?
But Mr. Hu has told us that is normal for China to be, what was the word that he used? What was the word that he used? Moderate. It's the initial statement of the Chinese side is moderate. This is China's habit. So, yeah.
YouTube ace trades at Wimmer Kevin. I got taken out but got back in again at 2,965.25. Not a smart trade, but it is working out.
Still very negative. See, the Treasuries is very sell pressury. E-mini is pretty... If we could get an extension bar over in here, then we could maybe buy it.
YouTube ace trades, going to lock in a point and let it go.
It might be interesting to see if this everything thing shows us anything. Oh, you know what would be useful? There's a, you know how there's that indicator that like tracks the volume and tells you how much the volume is today compared to like the last 5 days? What if we did the same thing, but it was the number of orders? What's the difference in the number of orders compared to previous days? That would be cool. That would be way useful, I think. We could make that. Is there anything else I want to do here?
YouTube ace trades out.
There is some opacity. I don't want the opacity on. Really. I don't think I do. So how do you change that?
YouTube, Wimmer Kevin, thinking it's going to reverse. VPOC moded down and faked the ow. YouTube, algo lover, you can never disregard the fact that major players have a plan and we are peons in this game. Okay hand.
Yeah. But how do you know which way that he's gonna that the major players, what the major players' plan is? So I'm pretty sure that the major players' plan doesn't go based off of, you know, some technical analysis level. Pretty sure that it comes in on based on like, well, our clients need to buy X much. How do you, is there even a way to define it? Size filter, take reply, center open close bar.
YouTube, algo lover, 7:59 a.m. algo lover, CL if sellers hold any bounce below 54.30, then 53 target. If 54.30 breaks before trading down, then anticipate squeeze higher nerd face target hit.
Minimum delta for imbalance. So that's something that we can modify later. There's nothing actually on here to change the transparency amount, the opacity. Delta change, delta SL, delta SL. I don't know if those ones matter. So this one, it says center. That didn't do anything. Okay. And need to come in here and change this label. Okay. So I don't know if I want to get rid of my regular charts because they still show the spread better. So I'm just going to make a new tab, I think, and change this one to be template load footprint and do 15-minute bars. I think I'll get rid of the everything too. There we go. Templates. Load footprint. $15. Okay, cool. Now we'll get rid of the everything. We don't need that. Okay. So I can close this. And now it's over here. Hey, not bad. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But notice that they are still kind of holding the bottom part of that opening range. So I don't know if they're going to go lower or not. I would probably, probability-wise, be betting on a reversal, but it's holding there really well. Comments today from the Chinese suggest there is more to be worked out before a deal. The two sides discuss the following. The two sides discussed the follow-up consultation agreements and agreed to work together in the direction of final agreement. We hope that the U.S. can work in tandem with China, says Geng Shuang. Geng Shuang. I think that's the way you say that. All right. Well, hey, we got a video out. Let's go check it out. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I didn't create a cool thumbnail for this one, so here's the link. You just go and give that a good view and a like, and really helps the video out. Entrepreneur. That's funny. I made a comment on somebody else's video where I basically said, oh, so you're basically saying we should all become snake oil salesmen. And he said, no, a modern snake oil salesman is called a entrepreneur. And come in here and put in the programming channel. Let's doopy-doopy-doo. Do-do-do-do. I think, though, I will keep it like this, like the charts, because, well, I mean, here's the other one, right? Okay, so I got cumulative delta and I got this, but I don't really have anything else that I can't already see. And I haven't been putting a spread on this one. This one's the knob and the fight. And
YouTube Ace Trades watched, thumbs up, commented. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. And then this one, if I want to look at the 2 and 10-year spread, it's better to look at it from this time frame. So it doesn't really make sense to have this one, so I might just keep it like that. So now I can see, okay, yeah, here on 15-minute bars, pretty heavy selling. Pretty much the whole way. So there was some buying in through here. And then here's some, but you can see right here at 08, tons of volume going through at 08. Come back here to this. There's just too much stuff to look at, guys. Frankly, I could use another screen so that I don't have to hide these. But you can see when you hide these, look at the absorption. It's like the pressure is
YouTube,
negative,
algo
but
lover.
the absorption
if you follow
is
auction
positive.
theory, then you know a basic tenet: market auctions lower in search of buyers, auctions higher to find sellers. Okay, hand.
But it seems like they found the buyers, that right? Seems like they found buyers at 08. So the question is, are they going to rotate away from it back up? But I don't think that here in the Treasuries that we have any really good probability of being able to predict that.
YouTube, algo lover. No more stimulus variables needed. Seth, okay, hand.
It's
YouTube,
not going
ace trades.
to...
Every time a trader says, I could use another screen, God kills a kitten.
Probably. Probably.
YouTube, algo lover. At ace trades face with tears of joy.
There's definitely a lot of things that I wish I could all show up, but you know what? I haven't been watching this too much. I think it's useful, but it's been rare where I've been like, oh man, if I had seen that, then I would have known that. Nah, I don't think so. Okay, well, the Treasuries seem to be pushing. The E-mini kind of looks like it wants to push. They're still not able to make it over that overnight open.
YouTube, Wimmer Kevin, at Ace Trades. I need another screen, different wording. Kitten safe now?
So another thing on the YouTube video is if you go in and you watch the whole thing, like I'd just go in and I'll watch it and I'll mute it. Then it says you watched the whole video. And that helps the algorithm too. Let's go look really quick and see.
YouTube, algo lover. The break above 2,964 on Friday was bullish for higher. Buyers need to hold their pullback to confirm okay hand.
Right.
YouTube, ace trades. At Wimmer Kevin. No, that is worse. Then God drowns a polar bear cub.
Oh, what? Oh, man. Okay. Oh, what? Did they do something? Oh, there it is. I was like, I couldn't see the analytics tab. Cool.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky. Video running. Good instructional for NinjaScript NT8.
Thank you. And I'm hoping that you guys, have some stuff, some ideas. Because I would like to focus more on the Ninja Trader.
YouTube, Wimmer Kevin. Well, I guess the kitten is safe though. Rip polar bear. YouTube, ace trades. Seth, so if I fast forward the video, it doesn't count? Now on silent play at regular speed.
No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know about fast forward play. But if you click on the timeline, so let me show you here. Let's look at the last video that we did. What is the best futures trading software? And over here, we have this engagement report. Okay, so here we have this engagement report. Okay, and you notice how there are, it tends to trend down, although I'd have to say 40% of watching the whole video is really good, and I'm really happy about that. Okay, but you notice how some of these spots are like it kind of goes back up a little bit, so let's click it and see what was I saying there. Because this is a question that comes up a lot on the stream. So the first piece of software that I use, okay, so what that means is that somebody went back They were watching and they weren't paying attention, or they thought that what I said was really important, and they clicked back and watched it again. So that's why you can get these spikes where they watch a specific section or whatever. So it totally can tell when you click on the timeline even. I don't know exactly how it tracks that, but they know. And I've found myself, like, if I go in and with my other account, and I go in and I'll watch a whole video for the day, then it gets more engagement. It's crazy how it works. Overall, though, I'm happy just because
YouTube ace trades interesting.
How do I show you guys this?
YouTube Greg Orlovsky ideas first. Seth, I have made some video breakdowns of you trades this weekend. Then, I decided the video quality was low. I need to download your streams at 1080p.
Yeah. So I have let me find it. Where is it? That's going to be hard to find. What was the utility called? Why is Candy Crush installed? Good freaking grief. Dang it, Microsoft.
YouTube ace trades, be back later.
All right. It's going to be like, YouTube DLG. Yes. So this thing, YouTube DLG. So then you come in. And, well, like we could do the video that I just posted. Okay. And then you can tell it what you want it to be, but I think I almost always do MP4s.
YouTube algo lover, if they are getting net short in a bounce, when we think it's pure buying, you won't discern it in the order flow. Why? Because they are on both sides until they turn a market thinking face.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the thing is anything ever pure buying? It's never pure buying. It's always an equal amount of buying and selling. Always. So, yeah, you can get into a spot where somebody a large player is buying or selling it. You wouldn't be able to tell if it was the large player or which side of it was, but it's always equal buying and selling, right? So how do you know if a buyer, a big guy, is out there trying to buy it? That's where I say you need to watch the limit orders, because you'll be able to see, based on how they're pushing it, whether or not they're actually buying it or selling it. In this particular instance, here in the E-mini, it appears that they're trying to push it up, which could indicate that they're trying to go short. I haven't found this to be terribly predictive in yes,
algo
but
lover, okay hand.
In the Treasury market, though, like, look at the way that they're pushing. They pushed it, and they pushed it down. There was a zipper, and they pushed it down. So you would expect to see the E-mini move up a little bit, and I guess they have moved up a little bit. But man, it sure is it's just selling. I have to say, that last bar, the cumulative delta on that last bar was the most negative bar so far. Oh, actually, I take that back. It's not the most, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Like, when I look at it from this perspective over here, I think these are like the best way to look at moves afterwards, because I could certainly come into this and say, okay, here was a spot. You could see they tried to hold it, but it didn't go. But here on this one, you can see very clearly. They came down to, oh wait, somebody bought it there. See, there's some fighting here. And then, oh look, they weren't there. They sold it really aggressively and now we're lower. And I expect that we may just continue to sell all day. Well, you know, if we had taken a trade at 13, you could have gotten a good winner, but today's just not a good day to trade, I don't think. I don't want to play it when it's like this. There's just way too much. Anyways, Greg, this YouTube DLG bit, it's good. So then you can download it, and then again, to record if you want to like record your screen or whatever, well, I'll take it back. So if you want to like download a video and then like, because you have the order flow recorded, you want to go back through and say, okay, so here's something that happened. I mean, if you want to criticize my own trades too, I guess that's okay, but I'm not sure that would be as interesting to people. But if you were going through and just saying, okay, here's something that happened, then the probably the best way to do that, oh, this gets actually complicated, dude, but is like DaVinci
YouTube,
Resolve.
Greg Orlovsky got DLG.
Yeah, okay, cool. So this is that's how I download my videos back if I need to. You know, it's still been compressed by the YouTube compression, but that's the best you're gonna get. So in DaVinci Resolve, can I load this up? I think I can. Let me try. So DaVinci Resolve is free too. And it's created by Blackmagic, who make cameras and other video editing stuff. So they've kind of very quickly over the past 2 years or so become the golden standard for video editing. So it's really nice to finally have, you know, a good video editor that's free. There are some things about it that are difficult, but okay, so which is one that we did a lot of editing with? I don't even know. Let's just do this one. I can't even remember. Yeah, oh, okay, I did do. Oh, this isn't even the one that I wanted to see. Yeah, that's funny. Anyways.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky, OMG, no, I'm letting you speak while I give a more detailed narrative of what you viewed to make a winning trade.
Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, that's totally cool. If you, I don't want people like taking my videos and like stealing or anything, but if you take it and then put something further on top of it that's more enlightening, I think that would be really great. Because like I said, like when you have more, it kind of becomes a coalition of people. And when you have multiple YouTubers all kind of doing a similar thing and working together, then that just brings a larger audience. So it kind of helps everybody. I think some people kind of get this idea that like, oh no, this competition would be super, super bad. Like some other people have tried streaming
YouTube,
before.
Algo Lover, ZN, if buyers defend above 130.015, then they'll bid higher. A break below 130.015 before trading up, then anticipate retest break of last week's low nerd face.
I don't actually have one. How do I show you? Well, there's this thing called Fusion. And with Fusion, you can like draw stuff. Like I can actually like, I think I can actually like paint on here, right? If that makes sense. So you can like have the video and then you can come into here and have Fusion draw the annotations or whatever. And then it'll come out on the video.
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky, I have no incentive to hurt anyone. Just trying to push your stream.
That's okay. Yeah. How would I put it? I don't know. When you say that, my first thought is, well, we don't necessarily need everybody to come, you know. But I don't know. I guess the thing that makes me
YouTube.
I don't even know the word to
drop
say.
by later. Okay, hand.
All right. Hey, thank you. No, like the thing is I feel like I have a really good strategy, but I have serious issues, don't I? That mess on Friday was effing awful. Oh my gosh. I don't want to remind you guys about it because it felt so bad, but there's like some self-sabotage almost. It's not even that, it's like impulse control, right? Especially when the market gets really crazy. I said I just threw the rules out the window and traded it because there looked like there was so much opportunity. But I really think that I need to...
Twitch, X Cruel, you mainly do your own trading or sell trading tips?
No, I mainly do my own trading. Like that's like the whole thing is that I want to... the thing that people always say is you shouldn't bother trading. You can't do it. That's what everybody says. 95% of traders fail. Okay, that's true. That's true that 95% of traders fail. But in my opinion, the reason why the majority of traders fail...
YouTube, Greg Orlovsky. Okay, my thoughts. Friday was tilt and we all have done that and will continue to have those type of days.
Totally. Well, yes and no. Everybody does that, but this is a unique struggle to me that I have a particularly difficult time with because I'm ADHD. And so when the markets get really crazy, it's really hard for me to just step back and say enough. This is something that you guys can help me with. Like from now on, if it is past 11:30, like past the London close, and it's not like an FOMC day or something like that, or an auction day, I should not be trading. And if I do, then I need to go and take like more Adderall or something, because the Adderall only works for about 4 hours. So if I take it at 6, then around 10 my time is when it is like the half-life of it, it's gone. So my impulse control isn't as good. And where most of that tilt happened was after that point. So
Twitch, Shallian _ I feel you, Seth. Friday I got mega tilted again because of the stupid news spikes in S.
Oh man.
Was ahead $400 and got stopped out in an instant. Was pissed and did 2 more stupid trades. The good thing I at least stopped after 3 losses.
See, I did it was almost the exact same thing, Shallian. It's like there was like a news run, stop run, and I said, oh, okay, well, we want to buy this one, and I caught it, and then it failed, and it was just so bad. It was such an unusual market yesterday, wasn't it? So, but it was a much bigger loss than I should have taken. It was so bad. I mean, it's embarrassing to me. And this is where, you know, I'm pretty strong-headed, and like I'm used to people saying things that are counter to my strategy and ignoring them. And so don't shy away from saying, hey Seth, maybe you shouldn't be trading this. And I think that the big change that I'm going to make going forward is I need to say, hey, when it really gets moving like that, my account is not big enough to trade that. I'm not willing to take losses that big. Anyways, so that's kind of the whole thing that's like I'm struggling with here is like I want to be able to say to people, hey, look, you can be successful trading. The reason why most people fail at trading is because they're using dumb strategies. They're trying to trade it based off of some technical analysis sort of thing, or they're just winging it. And they don't understand what's going on under the market, and they don't understand what you actually have the ability to predict, right? We can see when the market has become short-term overextended and take a spot like that. But it can be really hard sometimes to know. Like,
Twitch, X Cruel, I'm a trader myself, and in terms of the 95% of traders fail, I genuinely find it's just because 95% do not put the huge amount of time in to genuinely learn it to a decent level themselves.
Yeah, I think so. They come in and they say, okay, technical analysis works. I'm going to use technical analysis. And then they just start trading it. And they don't never go in and actually say, okay, let's go on sim and trade this for a certain amount of time and make sure that I know what all the rules are and everything, and that it's actually profitable. Or like you could just sit down and like have a signal and track it. See, Peter Davies from Jigsaw, he gives this webinar where he talks, I think you can find it on his channel, where he says, you need to come in and pick a signal and just track what that signal does. Don't trade it because that biases you, but just track, okay, where the signal was and did it, what was like the overall pressure for the day, and did it reverse or continue, or what happened at that spot. And if it did eventually reverse from that signal, like how many ticks did it go through and how many ticks did it go in favor. So that's what we did with our strategy. I went in and I said, okay, when I get one of these spikes in the number of orders being placed, I'll track it. And I found that they reverse 60% of the time. They reverse 60% of the time. And when they do, they go 2 ticks against it first. So what is it? What is happening? They're putting pressure on it. And when they put pressure on it, they tend to overextend. But you can know, okay, like in this one, assuming, when you get a spike, it doesn't necessarily say which way the spike is going, unfortunately. But when we get a spike, we could say, okay, well, we've come down. So he's trying to push it down now, right? So it should be a reversal. But there's been this really key support here at 08. So if he's pushing it down at 08, then he's looking to break the range, and sure enough they did. And that's how I do it, right? And I went through and like I know what works, and then we've been trading it live and like we know it works, but then I will come in and I will ruin it with off-plan trades or tilt days. So like that's kind of the thing that really upsets me is I feel like I have a responsibility.
Twitch, X Cruel. I spent pretty much the first 12 months just reading loads of books, webinars whilst paper trading. I think a lot of people want to jump straight in thinking it's easy money.
Yeah, that might be. The thing is I would certainly start paper trading. Yeah, like you said, you were doing a bunch of stuff whilst paper trading. Yeah, because the actual trading mechanics of it is really important. Of course, but yeah, you got to do a lot of education, and not only that, but it's going to be like you've got to put your whole focus into it every day. I don't know if these guys that really pick up trading are really doing it every day, like 2 hours every day, sort of a thing. I think that a lot of people are like, trying to do it on the side at their work or something like that, which is it's never going to work. Like you have to be able to, I think. Well, and this goes back to the other thing is that my opinion is that, technical analysis, volume profile, all of these things are really, really great things that you should know, but that it is extremely difficult for a retail trader to pull out edge from those because you could see that a higher time frame guy is selling it. For instance, right now we can see that a higher time frame guy is selling it, but if that's true, how much wiggle room do you actually have? Frankly, they could go all the way back up to 130.10 and it could still technically be downtrend. And are you willing to take 10 ticks against you? So can you really sell 05 half? I don't think you can. So you still need the order flow is what I say. The order flow to be able to sit down and look at what is happening right now and identify a place where you have a high probability of being able to hold it. And then if you really want to try and swing it, then you try and hold the trade. That's the way that I take it. So I want to show that, but I feel like I'm failing you guys when I tilt, essentially. But so then I go back and I think, well, it would be nice to have a much larger account because I have a very, very tiny account. And it would be nice if it was more like 5 to 10,000. I think that would be a lot more comfortable for me. But, that would be taking a lot of saving up. So then it's like, well, maybe I should do some things to try and, and do that. Like I should sell my indicators and stuff. But then I feel like then it was like you were asking XC Roll is like, you know, are you looking to actually make money from your trading or from something else? And I want to. I feel like that for me. What is the word? You know, there's so many people out there selling tips and crap, and I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be a successful trader primarily. And so a Ninja Trader actually asked me, well, they didn't ask me, but they said, hey, are you aware that you can become a partner and that would be a good thing for you? And I may yet do it, but at the moment I'm kind of thinking I should just stay focused on myself and my own trading instead of trying to become a snake oil salesman. Because like the thing is I could give people some of the stuff that I've made. I've made some good stuff, and I could probably continue to make some really cool things. Ninja Traders added a ton of stuff in there now, right? So we would have to get into more unique stuff. But you know, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at getting the programming language to do stuff that people didn't intend it to do. But I don't want to be another guy selling indicators. I want people to say, you know, oh no, he's being honest and he's trying to trade, and we can learn to trade with him. That's what I'm going for. So kind of the conundrum I have.
Twitch X Cruel, selling trading courses, tips, etc. makes a good income, but 99.9% of them are either scams or just give the most basic tips.
Mm-hmm.
It would be tough to separate yourself from that image if you moved into that area.
Yeah, and I'm never going to sell like education, for sure. If I had the time, I would love to do mentoring, and my form of mentoring would be, you know, going through stats and trying to help people figure out where their strategy is working and isn't working, and make iterative improvements to it. And the really cool thing about that is that it benefits both people, because then you get to understand other people's strategies and you can take stuff out of that too. But, you know, helping new people, I think that would be something that would be worth it. And I think that I could put in, you know, a fee that is light enough that would be worth it to new people to do once or twice. That, you know, that would be kind of the direction on that. But I would have to have more free time, right? Because I still have a day job. You know, if I had gotten to the point where I didn't have a day job anymore, then maybe I could do that. But not education. Anything that would be like education course, I'm just going to put it on the channel. But indicators, that's something different. I have some indicators like these histograms that I have that I base my trading off of that I think are worth something. I have, what else do I have? I have the spread indicator, which is cool, although I just gave them a good part of the spread indicator because it should be a part of Ninja Trader. What else? I have a ton of really interesting things. I should make a risk control center for Jigsaw. You know, where did I put the? I put it on Evernote. What was the stuff that I was looking at? Because I did an investigation, like, should I actually put these out? What would I put out? Oh, here it is. My level 2 tape, the spread and histograms. Oh, that's right, the stats and distribution profiles. So that's another thing that I have that's not built into Ninja Trader that I think is incredibly useful.
X Cruel, I think live streaming yourself trading is also a great approach. You're going about your standard trading whilst others are able to learn in an organic and legitimate way.
Yes, and I'm able to learn. I honestly, when I started this out, like this is the way this started. Was I was trading with GPI Trading. So I think he still has a website up. That's John Bottomley, who I would probably consider my biggest mentor. And you can go in and you can do like a free trial. So I started doing a free trial, And I was doing programming and stuff for them, so they let me stick around. And although we eventually, the way that I trade was very different from them, because he's more larger time frame and market profile kind of stuff, and I'm looking at the order flow. And I don't know if I understood it nearly as well as I did way back then. But so the Ninja Trader, or sorry, Futures IO was doing a contest. And the contest was
being able to discuss what you're doing to an audience is a great learning experience for yourself as well, I find.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they were doing a contest at Futures IO, and the contest was you had to do video. And I was like the only person that did video, so I kept doing it essentially. But I found it really useful because, especially when you're watching the order flow, it's like for me, I'm ADHD, right? And one of the problems that ADHD people have is that kind of these executive mental devices that people tend to use, like your mind's eye and your mind's voice, like when you talk to yourself in your head, is not nearly as strong or as loud in people with ADHD as it is in regular people. It's much slower. You, regular person, something happens and your executive brain immediately says, okay, this, I remember this happened one time and this is what happened. Whereas my mind's voice, it doesn't come in and do that until after I've already acted. Tends to be the thing. So anything that I can do to slow myself down really helps. So this is one of those things people say, well, if you have ADHD, you might be better at trading oil. And I think, well, oil would certainly be more engaging and fun for you, but the thing that's probably better for you is something that forces you to slow down and be really intentional with what you're doing. Hence the treasuries. So I can come in and I can say, okay, here's what's happening. I remember that this happened one time and this is what happened, or these are the kind of the market conditions and this is why I should or shouldn't take this trade. And I can talk it out. And that is so useful. I think that even if something happened where I wasn't able to stream anymore, and I would have to be forced to stop streaming, I think. I tell you what, after a day like Friday, really makes you want to not stream anymore, because it's like, it sucks bad enough to lose that much money, but then to do it on stream is just like, oh my gosh, kill me now. But no way. I love it too much, and I love you guys too much.
Stallion_ or trade lumber. Heard it is the slowest market.
Is it? I didn't even know. I'll have to look that up. Lumber. If it's a really liquid market, I'd be interested. Anyways, but then the other thing is that we got all these people for whatever reason. And I think part of it is just because everybody's been around the market and they know how many people out there are like snake oil salesmen. And when they find somebody that just wants to trade and is willing to let you watch, and we're just being honest and upfront about everything instead of trying to be like in your face about selling something, it attracts the good traders, because the good traders know that all that stuff is crap. And so we've gotten people come in and they give me such useful information. We've learned so much. So, it started as like a learning sort of a thing. Like, started like, I want to be able to record it so that I can watch it over again. And so that you can have like days to practice with. That having this much, we have now like 2 years worth of order flow on there that people can practice on. That's really useful to people, and people use it that way too. By the way, there are people that don't even necessarily watch the stream, but go and watch the replay every day, which to me is just crazy, but they do it. So, but you guys are big. But the whole point of that was you guys are a big part of the stream. You guys are a big part of the stream. Bum 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 bum. Learn in an organic and legitimate way was the way XC rule. Now, you've been here before, like a couple months ago, haven't you? I think so. They had made that big move down but now they've gotten awfully quiet. I'm not even seeing all that much trade down here, in fact. What's with that?
Twitch X Cruel, first time today, haha.
Oh, really? Okay. Maybe it was just somebody else that had a similar name. I appreciate you watching. Oh, it's always nice. We've been having lots of new people come in. People don't always stay, but you know, this is the other funny thing. I think to where we got onto this, because Greg was talking about making videos and stuff, you know, I'm still learning, so I don't want to be out there like, oh, I just don't necessarily think that the goal here is to get millions of viewers. Not that that wouldn't make me happy, and not that I don't want that, but what I want primarily is good community, get better at trading. That's the twofold mission here, right? And so we don't necessarily need to do things to push people over to the channel. But Greg really knows what he's talking about. So for him to go through like what is a good trade and explain why it worked and stuff, that's going to be useful to people. I hope he does that. And that's how you do it. You do it with DaVinci Resolve. There you go. But on my side, my problems are psychological. So we need to work on the psychology here a bit. We need to work out a way to stop myself, to take a pause and think and not take those trades. Reminder. And you guys could be a help. I think that my wife could be a help too. Although we're going to have to train her up a bit, I think. Which I don't think she'd be too interested in, but got some ideas and we're working on it. First thing though was, oh, you know what? I tell you what. So here's another thing, is I told her, like, I came out and I told her how much I lost, because it was like $500. Okay, I can't lie. It was less than $500. Okay, and she didn't care.
Twitch X Cruel, pretty new to Twitch, so was curious to see if this was gonna be another snake oil seller. Really great to see another genuine person just trading and learning with an audience. Twitch Shallian _ call me when you find it.
Call me when you find it. You know, and the thing is I don't know if, well, if it works for me, then it's definitely going to work for you. I've been thinking that maybe the solution is that I need to go over to stage 5 trading, because at stage 5 trading, he would, Futures Trader 71 definitely would have stopped me, right? Futures Trader 71 definitely would have stopped me. Having an external person who their only job is to watch you and make sure that you don't overtrade would be really positive for me. I wonder, you know, I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, could I even use them? Because I think that their platforms, okay. Bookmap, Sierra Chart, CQG, Jigsaw. Go ahead, scroll down. Custom C#. E-Signal. R Trader. Sierra Chart. See, I would probably have to move over to something else. I would probably have to move away from NinjaTrader, which would make me very, very sad. So there's our S5 trader. Investor RT or Sierra Charts. If I was doing that, maybe I would go to Sierra Charts just because, you know, that's what you guys are doing. Let's just see here really quick. NinjaTrader 8 stage 5 trading. I think that
Twitch X Cruel, I'm off now. I'll definitely stop by in the near future to see your progress. Keep it up, man.
yeah, thank you. Check out the YouTube channel because most of the viewership is on YouTube. So, you know, we have a pretty good channel. That's probably the best place to kind of keep up on things. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. See, because they have Rhythmic and CQG, I think that you should still be able to use NinjaTrader if you wanted, but it might not be. It just might not be like supported. So what is? Because before they would require you to have 5,000. But I'm wondering if with the micro futures that they changed that. How do I activate live trading? Maybe I should do it. We'll have to think about it. Because if I could connect through them, that would be useful. But I have to look at the commissions and everything else. So it might be a little more expensive. But I don't think that they would let me trade CN. I think that he would say you need to have $5,000 to trade CN, which he'd be right, but I digress. State media blog Taoran, author believed to travel with the hashtag China trade team, posted why Beijing says substantial progress while the real Donald Trump says deal. Says China cautious because of previous flip-flops. All arrows point to China not feeling a firm agreement is in place. Based on what I know, U.S.-China trade talks made breakthrough last week, and the two sides have the strong will to reach a final deal. Yeah, it's the same comment from who? I don't know. Anyways, but I think that the other big thing is that we need to just say, okay, less than 1,000, no trade. It's moving too fast, no trade.
YouTube Ekareo, forgive me for my ignorance, but what kind of holiday is today in the USA?
Okay, so today is the most unpopular holiday. So today is Columbus Day, and Columbus Day is to celebrate the day that Christopher Columbus, who was the first European to discover America, first landed in the Americas. Except for that, he didn't land in America; he landed on an island, and there was plenty of other people that knew about it too. But the European monarchy did not know about Europe until Christopher Columbus came, and he was the one that opened the floodgates. Now, of course, Christopher Columbus is a controversial historical figure because apparently he was a huge asshole and he killed tons of people and was just very brutal and not a nice guy in general, from my own understanding. And so many people will disparage the holiday as, that this is the oppression of Native People Day. And so because of that, Columbus Day does not hold the same weight as other holidays do. Ergo, it ends up being a stock market holiday. I'm not 100% sure if it's a federal holiday. Let's check it out. Federal holidays. Holidays for federal employees. Okay, federal employees do get Columbus Day off. But not everybody in the United States gets that day off. I don't think that the kids get it off. And in fact, I think they just left, right? I don't think the kids get it off, and I don't think that, I checked for me and I don't get it off. Oh, let's go and double check here, see if anybody was saying anything in this. So yeah, so that's where it kind of turns into this, like it's a holiday, and I would treat it like a holiday, but it's not really a holiday. It's just like a crappy lost day for no reason is what it really is. I do see people asking questions and talking in Slack, so they probably are getting going over there. Well, let's go and post the Patreon notes for the cryptocurrency thing. Slowly but surely, cryptocurrency just more and more unpopular. What did it do today? Anyways, I hope that my strange explanation there more than adequately answered the question about what kind of a holiday it is today.
YouTube, Ekareo, I'm having many problem with your streaming today. I can't understand what you saying, it's coming all broken up.
Is it could be a problem with restreaming. So I've been thinking maybe we should just kill the restream. I don't know if, well, I would have to change a lot of stuff to do the restream, like especially with the robot. I would have to get the robot to use YouTube, and there was problems when we were having the robot use YouTube.
YouTube, algo lover, curious, what is your other job?
So
Thinking face.
I'm a software developer, and I've done all sorts of crazy things, but right now I'm doing site reliability engineering, which is essentially writing scripts and a framework and stuff that they use to monitor systems, essentially. Systems monitoring is what I'm doing right now. Usually I'm always doing internal tools. But yeah, I'm a software developer. And it's for a healthcare website right now. So that's my day job. How far back does this go before we get to... Anyways, that's kind of what I was coming into.
Twitch, Shallian _ I have a question how the S and so on works. Never really bothered with the mechanics. So if I buy let's says 100k Amazon stocks market, it should pop the NQ, right? But who buys this, some arbitrage robots or what's going? Other thing, let's say I just short like 5,000 contracts in the NQ and it will drop, which stocks will be sold?
So that's a really great question. So yeah, so it's kept in line based on arbitrage. So remember, the way that the NQ works is there's the NASDAQ index, and the futures are cash settled, which means that when settlement happens, you get the difference between what you bought or sold it at and what the closing price is. So the actual trades that happen on the NQ are not directly related to anything that happens in the actual
YouTube
market.
Ecareo, I don't see the market going anywhere today, all because some stupid Italian arrived somewhere in the Caribbean islands and most Americans insist that he arrived in North America.
Yeah, exactly. So in reality, there's no direct correlation between them, but then
YouTube algo
the
lover,
robots
what
keep
do
it
you code
in line.
i.e. Python, C, etc. thinking face.
To everything, dude. My most experience is in C#, which is why I like NinjaTrader so much. But I've done C++. Right now we're doing Google Go. Actually, I've done just about everything. I've even done some esoteric stuff. Like when I worked for Goldman, we were doing KDB plus, things like that. Anyways, so it's definitely like if somebody sells NQ, that doesn't have any impact on stocks directly, but robots will arbitrage and keep it in line for sure if it was a deep enough sell. But mostly, I don't know if how strong the correlation works back and forth. You would have to do a really, really complicated volumetric analysis that we would not have the data to do. But sure, if you buy 100K Amazon stocks, it would probably push the price of Amazon up and NQ would move up as well. And NQ would move up because of arbitrage robots. If I short like 500 contracts in NQ, and it will drop, which stocks will be sold? Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, I think that the
YouTube
arbitrage...
algo lover, nice, okay hand.
I think the arbitrage robots probably sell it all equally. But, I mean, this is where you get this messed up thing. This is where I'm saying, like, yes, you can really make money in the E-mini. And an E-mini is a really great opportunity thing to trade. But the order flow does not control it, right? In the 10-year, if somebody sells 10,000 contracts and there's somebody with an iceberg there willing to hold it, it's not going below that level unless they can break that level in the 10-year. In the E-mini, you could have a level of resistance, and if something happens in Amazon that causes Amazon to sell down, then you're going to break that level. No matter, you're just going to. And there's nothing that anybody in the S&P 500 futures, there's nothing that any of them can do about it. And so you can very often see moves completely against the cumulative delta, for instance, in the E-mini. Like you can see overall market selling in the futures and it just move up all day. I've seen days, I remember one day where I was first messing around with the E-mini and it moved against the cumulative delta the whole day and I was so confused. But it's because of correlation. And you can...
YouTube, Gary Rich, LOL retail traders moving the volume.
Right. Well, it's going to be those mutual funds that go in and sell or buy Amazon or whatever, right? Now, in the treasuries, you can see this behavior sometimes too, but it's not as big of a deal. Okay. So the place where you're going to see it in treasuries is if the dollar is moving, so you could see something where the dollar is moving really, really strong and the treasuries will just trade up on very, very little volume.
Twitch, Shallian _ okay, thank you. That's why I prefer CL and ING over S, but S has some really nice days as well.
Yeah. See, for order flow reading, CL is really, really good.
YouTube, Ecareo, what version of NT do you use?
So I just downloaded the most recent version, so it's like 23 or something like that. What is it? Oh, hold on a second. Let me post this really quick. Okay. There we go. Publish now. We are using version 19. Version 19 of NinjaTrader.
YouTube, Ecoreo, NT7 or NT8.
Oh, wait, I use 8.
YouTube, Algo Lover, 10:13 a.m. Algo Lover, CL if sellers hold below 53.45, then 52.75 target. If 53.45 goes bid first, then anticipate a squeeze higher nerd face.
NinjaTrader 8 definitely still has some stability issues. I personally haven't been too affected by it unless I was like really dicking around with a chart or something. But yeah, it's just so.
YouTube Ace Trades looking for a long in the S.
But there's so many new features in NinjaTrader 8 that it's worth switching over. And I don't know if the stability problems are enough to completely screw you over. Just make sure you have like your secondary, you have your backup ready or whatever the deal is. You know, or like the way that I do it, I do all of my executions in DayTrader. So it doesn't matter to me if NinjaTrader 8 crashes. Looking for a long in the ES? Well, now that they're back above the open, I think that might finally work out. Where was this one at? I don't know. It's kind of been really slow, hasn't it? Well, anyways, I think I have to go and check. Did I tell you guys I have chickens now? I got chickens on Friday. So I think I might have to go check on them. So I better get going. No trades today.
Twitch, Shallion _ well, just for charting, why not use Sierra? I mean, you enter all trades in Jigsaw, right?
Sure, but then I would have to pay for Sierra charts. So, but I prefer NinjaTrader. I haven't really messed around in Sierra chart, but I prefer NinjaTrader.
And in Sierra, you don't need to buy like 500 indicators. Lol. YouTube Algo Lover at Ace Trades best entry was when I left this down finger.
Yeah, probably.
YouTube Ace Trades chicks or chickens.
They're older
Algo
chickens.
Lover, 9:39 a.m. Algo Lover needs sellers to take out 2,959 for continuation. If not, buyers will defend the range to higher face with rolling eyes.
The thing is with their new order flow suite, and you only get that order flow suite if you have a full license. But yeah.
YouTube Ace Trades at Algo Lover, love you man, but there is absolutely no actionable info there.
He doesn't know what the price. You have to give him a specific time. I don't know. If you really want people to take the trade, you should say this price, this time. Because otherwise, you know, how do I know what my MFE and MAE are on this and that sort of a thing, right? Like, I don't have the information necessary for me to know if that trade fits me. Whereas Ace, he's only looking for like 2 points. He knows that it could go up 2 points, and then beyond that, if he gets lucky, then he gets lucky. That's why the price is, the entry price is important, and the location. Anyways, what were we saying? Oh yeah, for what we're using Sierra charts. I mean, I would have to pay for Sierra charts first of all, but NinjaTrader 8 has pretty much everything now, and I would say it's really, really good too. I'm really happy with their volume profile that they got, at least, or I mean their footprint charts that they have now, and its lightness is just great, but it's really ugly. It looks like a piece of software written in the Stone Age, yeah. And I think that I would much prefer to write stuff in C# is a really, really big reason for me. I could switch to Sierra charts if I want to go over to stage 5, then maybe I would. You have to go and look at their commissions and stuff. If their commissions are the same, maybe at some point I will switch to S5 so that Futures Trader 71 can tell me when I'm being crazy, because I totally do it. Anyways, footprint charts, you can see ranges. Well, there's some useful stuff in the footprint charts, right? I have to zoom out here a little bit now, but you can totally see where they kind of held this area down in here, and then they pushed down a little bit lower, and now they're doing the same thing, and they might fall again. Although it's not. Because of this, I wish I could fix the transparency. I wish I could make this whole thing, you know, like this bar part, not transparent. But I don't think that there's an option for that. So anyways, I wish the inside of the bar was black. Anyways, all right. So I probably should go. So I will see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable, friends.